Welcome to the Explainer, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. Look, if you run a small or medium-sized business, you already know that expanding across borders is this incredibly exciting milestone. But let's be honest, the logistics side of it can sometimes feel like a daunting maze. Well, take a deep breath, because today we are going to clear a straight, highly structured path right through that maze. We're going to completely demystify international shipping by walking through exactly how to seamlessly book your shipments using DHL.
It's a totally fair question, isn't it? I mean, customs, tariffs, endless paperwork, those are usually the exact things that cause massive headaches and shipping anxiety. But I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you're going to see just how incredibly simple this whole process can actually be when you leverage the right tools and follow a clear workflow. We are going to replace all that anxiety with total confidence. All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, essential shipping documents. Second, starting your online booking. Third, detailing your shipment. And finally, packaging, payment, and pickup. Let's dive right in.
Phase 1. Essential shipping documents. Okay, so there are two absolutely critical documents you're going to use in international shipping: the airway bill and the commercial invoice. You literally cannot skip either of these. And here's why. Think of the airway bill, or AWB, as your transport contract. It slaps right onto the outside of your package and holds that all-important tracking ID so the shipment can be monitored in real time. The commercial invoice, on the other hand, is completely on you, the seller. It's strictly for the customs officials. It spells out exactly what's inside, what it's worth, the terms of sale, and those specific tariff classification codes. Get this data right, and customs brokers will waive your shipment right through.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Tariff classification codes? That sounds awful. But don't sweat it. DHL actually has digital tools built specifically to do the heavy lifting for you. There's this platform called MyGTS, or My Global Trade Services, which actually uses AI to help you pinpoint the exact tariff classification codes you need. Plus, it has a pre-shipment planner so you know a country's rules before you even pack the box. Oh, and here's a real game changer: DHL's paperless trade. It lets you shoot your commercial invoices over electronically right to customs. That means fewer handwritten errors, way faster clearance, and best of all, absolutely no need to print and tape a giant stack of invoices to your shipment.
Phase 2. Starting your online booking. Just to keep our cognitive load nice and light here, let's look at a quick mental map of the workflow inside the MyDHL Plus portal. It's basically just 5 simple steps: log in, create the shipment, enter the details, handle the pack and pay, and finally, submit. Let's actually see what this looks like on screen. So once you log into the MyDHL Plus portal, you're greeted with this really clean interface. Right there in the main menu, or prominently on your dashboard, just click the option that says Create a New Shipment to get the whole ball rolling. Right off the bat, the system needs your routing info. Let's see, for example, you're shipping a box from Austria over to Germany. You'll carefully type in your from and to details. And guys, it is so crucial to be precise here. Full names, exact addresses, postal codes, emails, mobile numbers, the whole shebang. Also, if you're shipping into places like the UK or the EU, this is exactly where you might need to drop in specific IDs, like an EORI number. Nailing accurate shipper and consignee details right now saves so much hassle with customs later on. Phase 3. Detailing your shipment. Okay, so next, the portal is going to ask you to drop your shipment into one of 2 main buckets: documents or packages. Don't gloss over this, because your choice actually dictates all the customs questions the system will ask you next. Basically, if the item has commercial or monetary value, it's a package. If it's just legal, financial, or business paperwork, it falls under documents.
Since most SME and e-commerce folks are sending packages, let's focus there. You have to describe each unique item separately for absolute customs clarity. In our example here, the shipper is sending leather shoes. Notice how they don't just lazily type clothes or shoes. They are specific. They enter the exact item description, note they were made in Austria, put the quantity as 1, and declare the exact value at €20. Precision is your best friend here. Which brings us to a really important point: how you protect that value. If you were just sending a document shipment, DHL offers this neat document protection, where in the super rare event it gets lost, they compensate you for the recovery cost with a fixed lump sum of €400. But for physical goods and packages like our leather shoes, you'll be prompted to decide if you want to insure the shipment based on that exact declared value you just typed in.
Phase 4. Packaging, payment, and pickup. So you've got a fundamental choice to make about the physical box. Are you shipping your own package,
or are you using a DHL package? If you choose your own, you got to punch in the custom dimensions, length, width, height, and the exact weight. If you go with DHL's packages, you just pick a standard box size from their system. But here is a massive pro tip straight from the source. Clicking a DHL box in the system does not magically dispatch a courier to bring you one. Nope. If you actually need the courier to bring an empty box to your location, you have to add a special note later in the pickup instructions.
Inside the portal, it's super easy. Just a simple drop-down menu lets you pick from standard DHL boxes, express envelopes, or your own package. Once you make your choice and plug in the dimensions, the system instantly calculates the volumetric and gross weight to give you your final shipping quote. Then you just pick your payment method, like putting it on a credit card, and you're essentially ready for the handoff. Next up is actually getting the box out of your hands. And no, you don't have to wait around all day. There's this interactive slider where you pick your pickup date, and then you carve out a precise time window for the courier to arrive. You do need to give them a 60 to 120-minute window for arrival when your shipment is ready, just to be safe. Confirm the collection timing, click schedule, and boom, your booking is complete.
All right, you've paid, scheduled, and submitted. So what happens in the physical world now? Well, unless you're fully utilizing that paperless trade feature we talked about earlier, it is absolutely mandatory for the physical handoff that you print 1 copy of the waybill, also known as the consignment note, and 2 copies of your commercial invoice. You physically hand those over to the courier right along with your perfectly packed box. And just like that, the maze is cleared by breaking down the core documents, breezing through the My DHL Plus portal, and nailing the physical handoff. You've completely taken the friction out of cross-border logistics. So armed with this simple, structured knowledge and a totally seamless booking process, I want to leave you with one final inspiring question. With the borders open and the anxiety gone, where will your business ship to next? Thank you so much for learning with me today in this explainer, and happy shipping.